everyone. My name is Matt, and along with my group members DT, Faith, Jake, and Sam, we're going to give you guys a quick overview of the corporate governance at Microsoft. Microsoft is an American multinational technology corporation that produces computer software, consumer electronics, personal computers, and related services. Now, DT is going to go over quickly on the corporate governance model.
Microsoft follows a shareholder model of governance by distributing rights and responsibilities properly, and the power does not lie with a single person. They also provide a structure to set objectives and monitor performances for board and management. They strengthen business integrity by following best business practices, and they manage the use of resources efficiently. Microsoft favors the stakeholders by innovating advanced computer and products like hardware and software for customers. They have a robust and advanced training program for employees. They have taken a lots of initiatives to protect environment, and they promote sustainability. They have philanthropy group which works with non-profit organization for the development of underprivileged children. They help investors by disclosing the relevant financial information. And since Microsoft is a stable company, so it's a no-brainer to put money into it. Also, the HRM department of Microsoft follows all the required labor regulations. They also comply with environment, product, and customer safety policies.
Thank you, DT. All right, so Microsoft has 11 board members, 10 of which are independent, and one of them is the current CEO and chairman, Mr. Nadella. Microsoft has 4 board committees, pretty standard: audit, compensation, governance and nominating, regulatory, and public policy. Each respective board committee's responsibility is pretty self-explanatory based off their name. It is worth noting, though, that Nadella is not a member of any of these committees, and there are several meetings across all committees and between the general board where management is not involved. Additionally, the average board member serves about 5 years. It's also worth noting that Microsoft has policies in place where no director or executive officer can take practice in general trading, such of Microsoft stock, such as trade-in options, puts, calls, purchasing a margin, and so forth. As a group, we came to the decision that Microsoft does have a good governance structure because we believe there's sufficient and effective policies and procedures in place. Some of those being, as I mentioned earlier, that 10 of the 11 board members are independent. That definition is defined by the New York Stock Exchange. Additionally, as I mentioned earlier as well, there are meetings in place where management's not involved. So the board can go ahead and discuss whatever it wants without any worry about influence from management. Also, the policies about company stock help put in place so that no individual can try and take an action against the better well-being of the whole company. And what also helps that is that the board consists of 9 to 14 members at any given time. Also gives a good diverse view for the board. And as I said earlier, it go ahead and helps so no individual or small group can take an action that's against the well-being of the company. And lastly, the board actively critiques its members and assesses the skills that it has and goes forth from there to decide whether or not they need to replace a member or if they simply just need to add another one. And moving on.
Thank you, Matt. Now I'm going to take you to the governance recommendations. First, greater focus on the ESG. Microsoft should focus on the environmental, social, and governance issue as it will become a greater risk in the future. Second one is increase the importance of corporate purposes. Microsoft increased its corporate purposes by controlling once in a generation opportunities to use digital technology to define the world. They ensure technology that they build benefit everyone in the planet and also the planet itself. Better board oversight of a corporate cultures, and the next one gonna be board diversity. More expansive viewpoints and includes more ethnicity and race. And the last one gonna be virtual board and shareholders meetings policy. Due to the pandemic, all the companies forced to do the annual meeting virtually. So SEC released the guidance to control and conducting annual meetings to minimize technical risk and activity risk. Next gonna be Aditi.
Microsoft has faced a number of legal issues over the history of time. The most common is the antitrust issue, which is basically usage of anti-competitive practices, which created technical barriers for rivals by making their products incompatible with Microsoft operating system. Microsoft also bundled their Internet Explorer browser and Windows Media Player with the operating system. This basically gave very little market to the third-party softwares because users already had a copy of the browser and media player in their computer. computer. Microsoft also blocked the sale of PC software licenses by third parties. And the next lawsuit is the use of Microsoft products in the school. So basically, European Union banned Microsoft products to be used in schools because they were concerned to share the data to US via Microsoft. Another lawsuit accused Microsoft of overcharging customers. Basically, the story here is that Microsoft overcharged customers in California who already were licensed to use the Microsoft products, and Microsoft had settled the case for $1 billion. Now we will see how it impacted stakeholders. So the various laws due to the anti-competitive practices of Microsoft, customers were basically out of options to select third-party software because the uninstallation of the default softwares like Media Player and Internet Explorer browser was not possible. The anti-competitive measures were also not healthy for the society as it led to the downfall of internet browser called Netscape Navigator. Also, they curbed main entrants to rise up, which was not good for the society. Investors basically benefited from it because they knew that Microsoft is going to get profit here.
Microsoft has 4 environmental sustainability initiatives they are trying to achieve: carbon negative, water positive, zero waste, and ecosystem. The first initiative, carbon negative, they hope to be carbon negative by the year 2030. Currently, they are carbon zero. There's a focus on 3 scopes: direct emissions created by activities, indirect emissions from production of electricity or heat, and indirect emissions from all other sources. They plan to achieve near zero emissions for the first 2 levels and reduce the third by more than half. By 2050, they hope to remove all carbon emitted directly or by energy consumption.
And next one is going to be water positive. Microsoft created a new commitment to be water positive by 2030. In order to achieve that, Microsoft has multiple initiatives. First is driving collective action. Microsoft will partner with others to drive collective action, which begins with joining the Water Resilient Coalition as part of the United Nations Global Compact CEO Water Mandate. And the second one is investing in the future of the water. So Microsoft will work with companies around the world to drive innovation and adoption of water technologies. And the third one is going to be digitizing the water data. Microsoft will use their technology to generate insight, increase awareness of water issues, and optimize water replenishment. And the fourth one going to be influencing the policy. Microsoft will use the voice at the local, national, and global level to increase water access and availability, improve quality, and ensure the integration of water into climate strategies. The next one going to be empowering the customers and partners. Microsoft are developing solutions to help customers and partners understand water-related risks. Lastly, becoming water positive by 2030. Microsoft will reduce the water intensity of their direct operation, replenish in water-stressed region where they work, and enable access to 1.5 million people.
When you look at Microsoft's Zero Waste Initiative, you see that they have a goal of being zero waste by 2030. If you look at this chart, it's some of their goals and how they're going to get to zero waste by 2030. And they plan on driving to zero waste in operations, trying to make some of their devices recyclable, investing in the future of circularity, increasing reuse of servers and components, transforming waste accounting, and by 2025, they have the goal of eliminating single-use plastics, which will help them get to their zero waste goal.
All right. Last initiative in the Microsoft ESG report is ecosystem. So something worth noting here, and I'll take this right from their report, is Microsoft states that nature and the benefits that it provides are the foundation for society, cultures, and the global economy. We depend on well-functioning ecosystems for clean air, water, food, medicine, energy, and building materials. These very ecosystems are threatened or are already in decline. When a species dies off, the implications can be catastrophic. And as such, Microsoft has gone forth to take some actions to try and help that. One of the ones I want to point out is they intend on helping to build a planetary computer. What does that mean? They discovered that there's a gap between those who are trying to help the ecosystem and the data they have not only access to, but the data that they can measure and their ability to share that data. So Microsoft aims to provide its services and its knowledge to help spread data, collect it, and give access to those that are trying to use it. Something else I want to take note of is that they aim to protect more land than they use by 2025, which currently is around 11,000 acres, pretty large, and look forward to seeing what they can do with that. Moving on.
Microsoft's reputation as a corporate citizen. They are a large, well-funded company with specific teams for planning and executing their initiatives. Because of this, they're largely successful in whatever endeavors they choose to support or participate in. They have been on Ethisphere's Most Ethical Business Award honoree list for 11 years in a row. And according to RepTrack.com, they are ranked in the top 10 as a reputable company. These rankings are based on a global survey from more than 12,000 ratings based on levels of trust, esteem, admiration, and respect.
All right, so some key improvements for Microsoft that we came up as a group. I'm just going to highlight two of these. So one of them is we believe that Microsoft should hand over ownership or the lead role to Indigenous groups when it comes to restoring land. Indigenous tribes, groups, people have the more knowledge about that area and are better suited to actually take action on restoring that. Where they usually have issues is acquiring the legal right to that land or the capital to do that. So that's where Microsoft can come in, take that land, and give it to the people who are more capable, the Indigenous groups, and they can go forth where they believe fit. Additionally, we think Microsoft should invest more capital. So right now they pledged $1 billion over 4 years over some of these ESG initiatives. Sounds like a lot, but really, if you look at it compared to just 2021 net income alone, it's only around 2%. So really not a large amount of their net income. So we believe they should go ahead and invest more in that to show that they're really dedicated to these initiatives and really want to see a change.
Comparison to primary competitor. One of the Microsoft competitor is Apple. Both company offer a strong product that appeal to different types of customers. Apple is traditionally geared down toward design-focused user, but they also differ greatly in the sustainability arena. On the other hand, Microsoft excels in the sustainability arena and is nominated as one of the top 100 companies in a good corporate governance. Both of them cover the similar categories of CSR activities, including supporting local communities, employee health and safety, labor and human rights, inclusivity, educating and empowering workers, environment, privacy, suppliers, community, and how they react to COVID-19. And here are the visuals of their collaboration with United Nations, the global goals.
When you look at the implementation potential for small businesses, you really see that only 2 out of the 4 initiatives are really possible. The first one being zero waste, which is basically eliminating the amount of resources you're wasting. A company could do this by simply investing or participating in a recycling program. And then for water positive, it's fairly easy. You could just do something a little as putting a big crate or building a little thing on your roof to get water to drain back into the environment. And basically, the biggest thing there is putting back more than you're taking in. And this is both these things are very doable for small businesses.
Thank you for being with us today.
We hope you all enjoyed. Until next time.
Cheer up.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.